Well, I'd like to work on something that came up earlier, that I have a hard time to actually speak my truth to somebody who has triggered me in some way, and feel I will be heard without judgment.
Okay. And do you have an example of that from your past, recent past?
Yes, I do. The other day when I was at a friend's,
Okay.
and she said something, I would have preferred to call her on it and say how it made me feel, but I couldn't. I couldn't find a way of articulating it that I felt would not elicit a defensive response.
Okay.
So I didn't.
Yeah. So is it more, so you're feeling more intensity around not the inability to say what you wanted to say, or at this moment as you're remembering your friend and what she said, what you're feeling?
I'm frustrated that I can't just say what I want to say.
Okay.
And the reason that this came up, and then I suddenly went, oh, that actually happens. This particular friend is one thing, but it actually happens with close family and has in the past.
Okay. So let's just start with that, and give me a level of frustration when you think about your inability to say that to your friend. You wanted to say something and you didn't, your level of frustration that you couldn't.
We're dealing just with this
with that
friend,
one event.
not family stuff.
Yeah, that one event with your friend.
Well, at the time, I guess it was about an 8.
Okay, but right now, as you really vividly imagine having that, wanting to say that to your friend, she said something, you wanted to say something back, but you're frustrated that you didn't.
Well, I know back then it was an 8, but now when I think about it, it's more like a 6.
A 6. Do you feel that anywhere in your body? A tension, a tightness, a constriction anywhere?
Kind of here, yeah.
And what do you call this area?
I guess, upper part of my chest, upper part of my chest.
Okay. And so we're going to do some tapping. I want you to repeat after me, but if I say anything that doesn't sound true, you'd like to say it in a different way, something else comes out, doesn't really land or stick, please feel free at any point to correct me, because we want to use your words as much as possible. Okay, so we're going to take your hand, tap on the side of it, and repeat after me. Even though I feel all this frustration,
Even though I feel all this frustration,
I can't say what I want to say to my friend,
I can't say what I want to say to my friend,
and I feel it in my upper chest
and I feel it in my upper chest
and heart,
and heart.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel all this frustration,
Even though I feel all this frustration
in my upper chest
in
and
my
heart,
upper chest and heart,
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel all this frustration,
Even though I feel all this frustration,
can't say what I want to say to my
can't say
friend,
what I want to say to my friend.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely
Accept myself.
accept myself.
Good. Eyebrow. All this frustration.
All this frustration,
Over the eye. All this frustration.
all this frustration,
All this frustration.
all this frustration,
All this frustration.
all this frustration,
In my upper chest and
in
heart.
my upper chest and heart,
All this frustration.
all this frustration.
Can't say what I want to say.
Can't say what I want to say.
Good. Take a deep breath. How's this feeling? And is it still a 6?
Yeah, it's still 6, but it's gone to, I almost feel a little bit choked up. It's gone to more like a feeling of wanting to cry.
Okay. All right. Even though I have this feeling that I want to cry,
Even though I have this feeling I want to cry.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I have this feeling in my chest.
Even though I have this feeling in my chest.
Wanting to cry.
Wanting to cry.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I have this feeling in my chest.
Even though I have this feeling in my chest.
Wanting to cry.
Wanting to cry.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
This feeling in my chest.
This feeling in my chest.
Wanting to cry.
Wanting to cry.
This feeling in my chest.
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 Wanting to cry.
Wanting to cry.
This feeling in my chest.
This feeling in my chest.
This feeling in my
This
chest.
feeling in my chest. You know, it's gone a little bit. It's not. It doesn't feel as intense.
Okay. So the feeling in your chest, wanting to cry, that was a little higher. What is it now? Level of intensity, 0 to 10.
It's gone up to a 4.
2 or 4. Is it still in your chest?
Not as much. I think it's higher. It's in my throat now. Yeah.
Okay. And would you say it's you would describe it that same way? Feeling like I want to cry?
Well, it's more like something blocked in my throat.
Blocked in my throat.
Yeah, it's like there's something there
Okay.
that's stopping me talk, I guess.
Okay. Yes?
Yeah.
All right. Even though I still have this feeling
Even though I still have this feeling
that I'm blocked
that I'm blocked
in my throat,
in my throat.
when I think about that conversation with my friend,
When I think about that conversation with my
wanting
friend,
to say that what I wanted to say,
wanting to say what I wanted to
and
say,
feeling blocked,
and feeling blocked,
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel blocked in my throat,
Even though I feel blocked in my throat,
wanting to say what I want to say to my friend,
wanting to say what I want to say to my
and
friend,
feeling blocked,
and feeling blocked,
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel blocked in my throat,
Even though I feel blocked in my throat,
wanting to say what I want to say to my friend,
wanting to say what I want to say to my friend,
feeling blocked,
feeling blocked,
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely forget myself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Feeling blocked in my throat,
Feeling blocked in my throat.
feeling blocked in my
Feeling
throat,
blocked in my throat.
feeling blocked in my
Feeling blocked
throat.
in my throat.
Can't say what I want to say
Can't say what I want to say.
to my friend
Can't say what I want to say to my friend or to myself.
or to myself. Feeling blocked,
Feeling blocked.
feeling blocked.
Feeling blocked.
Take a deep breath. To myself.
To
what
myself.
Yeah, so what is that?
Well, I guess it just came up after I said forget myself. I was going to say
yeah.
forget myself.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, to myself. I can't say it to myself even.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Just came out.
yeah, interesting. All right, so let's just test the things that we've worked on. I want you to think about the blocking your throat, thinking about that conversation and your friend, and the inability to say what you wanted to say. How is that still 4?
Yeah, it is. It's almost like I'm really pissed off about that.
Pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that still a 4?
But the pissed off is a 6.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And is it pissed off at her, pissed off at yourself?
Both.
Which is higher?
Which is higher? Actually, at myself.
At yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm maybe a 7.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you feel that?
Kind of even higher.
Okay. So what do you call
kind of
this?
jaw.
Jaw.
Even though my jaw isn't tense, but seems to have just risen.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So pissed off at yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and so give me the rest of that 4. Pissed off at yourself.
Pissed
4.
off at myself and pissed off at my friend.
Pissed off at yourself for what?
Oh,
For what
for
reason?
not being able to articulate.
Okay. Even though I feel pissed off at myself
Even though I feel pissed off at myself
for not being able to articulate.
for not being able to articulate.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel pissed off,
Even though I feel pissed off,
I can't articulate.
I can't articulate.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel pissed off at myself,
Even though I feel pissed off at myself,
feeling it higher,
feeling it higher,
Feeling really pissed off.
Feeling really pissed off.
That I'm not able to articulate.
I'm not able to say what I want to say.
To my friend.
To my friend. I just got a hit of early childhood in the family.
Okay.
Not being able to say what I
So,
want to say.
yeah.
Not being able to
Right.
get people, got my family to listen.
Pick one of those. Pick one of those.
Well, I can't, I have a hard time to actually remember a specific event, but this feeling of wanting to say something, but there was some unwritten thing about you can't speak your truth. You can't, say what you really feel.
Okay.
I can't remember a specific event.
So, in your best guess, was that more likely to happen with mom or dad?
Oh, well, I couldn't really even talk to my father about things. I would do it through my mother.
Okay.
But even that took a bit of courage.
So, that
I'm
feeling...
thinking...
Yeah, so just guess. Who is it more likely to show up with this feeling that I can't articulate?
Well, it was both of them, but more so my father. I mean, I hardly ever asked him for something. If I wanted to go to a party, I'd ask my mom, but it would be like, plucking up my courage to ask.
Okay.
Even things that really, like, I would have liked to have gone horseback riding, like my friends did, but for some reason, I didn't feel like I deserved it.
With your father, you would have asked your father?
No, I didn't ask either of them. I just never asked them.
Okay.
So I never got it.
Right.
They didn't know.
So I want you to think about the possibility of asking your parents for horseback riding.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell me what's happening in your body as you just imagine that. Asking your parents for horseback riding.
I can't imagine it. I mean, like,
And something else piqued my curiosity, which is this feeling like you didn't deserve it. So why? Why wouldn't you deserve it?
well, I don't know why I wouldn't deserve it, but I don't know.
So I want you to say, I don't deserve
I don't
riding.
deserve horseback riding. My friends can go horseback riding, but for some reason,
Why?
I guess it's because it was never offered, and I just felt like I couldn't ask for something.
Okay. Do you remember do you remember any time that you could have asked for anything, even minor, where you got no, can't do it, you don't deserve it? Any time that you can remember, even if you think it's insignificant or not related.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't remember.
So it's this feeling that you can't ask your mother or your father for what you want.
Something I want, yes.
But mostly your father. There was no way you could ever ask him.
No.
Why? There was a look in his eye, a tone in his voice, something that he did or said that made you feel that way.
He was distant, and
Do you remember?
he had his own stuff to do, and in his own world kind of thing.
So I want you to think about your father in his own world where you can't go up to him and ask him for anything.
Yeah.
I want you to just come up with a flash, a picture, an instance where that's true. You have a picture of that in your mind?
Well, he's sitting at the dinner table, and he'd come home from work, and he's still thinking about work, and so my mother would ask him a simple question, and he'd be far away somewhere.
Okay.
And, I'd be sitting in the middle, kind of the two of them, I could sense the tension. And, he'd snap back some retort.
Like what?
Well, she'd maybe ask, wish I could remember the exact.
But maybe his tone of voice, do you remember?
Yes, it was like, oh, don't bother me.
Don't bother me.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I want you to imagine that situation where your father is saying, don't bother me at the dinner table. Are you feeling anything in your body right now? Don't bother me.
Yeah, I feel tension. I feel like I don't want to be there, but I have to sit through this. Yeah.
Give me a level of intensity on that.
I was squirming in my seat. An 8.
Right now, are you feeling an 8?
Well, yeah, I can imagine myself there sitting at the dinner table between the two of them, and it just felt uncomfortable. I could feel these unspoken words.
Okay.
There's a lot of unspoken stuff in the family.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess I picked up on that, the unspoken, so I couldn't speak up because it was not modeled.
Okay. So even though I feel this tension,
it
feels very uncomfortable.
It feels very uncomfortable.
Hearing my father say, don't bother me.
Hearing my father say, don't bother me.
When my mother asked him something at the dinner table.
When my mother asked him something at the dinner table.
He just says this in a tone of voice.
He just cuts her off.
He cuts her off.
Just,
He cuts her off.
We never had fights in the family, verbal fights, but it was just swallowed.
Okay.
Swallowed.
So it was swallowed.
It was swallowed, and we all swallowed it.
And we all swallowed it. I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I hear my father at the dinner table.
Even though I hear my father at the dinner table.
Snap, don't bother me.
Snap, don't bother me.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I hear my father at the dinner table.
Even though I hear my father at the dinner table.
And I feel very uncomfortable.
And I feel very uncomfortable.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply, completely accept myself and him.
Feeling very uncomfortable.
Feeling very uncomfortable.
Hearing him say, don't bother me.
Hearing him say, don't bother me.
He snaps at my mother.
He snaps at my mother.
I'm sitting at the dinner
I'm
table
sitting
between
at the
them.
dinner table between them.
Feeling very uncomfortable.
Feeling very uncomfortable. I don't want to be there.
I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there.
I don't want to be there.
This tension.
This tension.
Take a deep breath. All right, I want you to just vividly imagine that scene. The dinner table, your father says, don't bother me. He snaps at your mother. Is that still an 8?
It's about 6.
Okay. And what part of it are you focusing on?
I'm focusing on the tension between the three of us.
Okay. And what part of your body tells you you're 6 now?
Kind of this part. It's almost like a diamond shape. Yeah.
Okay.
Throat. Yeah.
All right. Even though I'm feeling the tension between them.
Even though I'm feeling the tension between them.
And I feel this diamond shape in my chest and throat.
And I feel this diamond shape in my chest and throat.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel this tension between them.
Even though I feel this tension between them.
And I feel it in my throat and chest.
I feel it in my throat and chest.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Even though I feel this tension.
Even though I feel this tension.
This diamond.
This diamond.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
It's starting to go up?
Yeah, sadness.
Yeah,
sadness.
All of the sadness.
All sadness.
All of the sadness.
All the sadness.
All of the sadness.
All the things we could have said to each other.
All the things we could have said to each other.
But didn't.
But didn't. All of the sadness.
All that stuff that was swallowed.
All that stuff was swallowed.
All the stuff that was swallowed.
Okay. Alright. So let's just tap. Just keep tapping. I'm right here with you, Annika. Yeah. Great. I'm right here with you. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I'm right here with you.
Such a shame.
Keep going.
Could have been different.
It could have been different. Could have been different.
But it wasn't. How are you doing now? Well, yeah, it's a shame. It could have been different, but it wasn't. It's more like, well, that was in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to test, I want you to vividly remember that scene, your father coming home for dinner, your mother's there, you're feeling the tension between them. He snaps at her, don't bother me. There could have been more said, and instead that happened. Feeling of sadness, how are you doing with that?
Well, it's more like a feeling of resignation. Well, yeah, I felt there's this sadness inside me.
But for that event?
Yeah, for that event. Well, there's still some sadness.
Give me a level of intensity.
No, 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are you feeling that 6?
Kind of in the same area, but it's not a sharp diamond. It's sort of just general sadness in the chest and heart.
Okay. And I want you to tell me
It's
what...
more like a grief.
Grief?
Yeah.
And tell me exactly what you're focusing on. When you say that grief, you're watching that scene unfold at the dinner table, feeling the tension between them. What exactly are you focusing on when you say it's the grief?
I think it's just that all those hidden feelings,
Okay.
all those hidden feelings, whatever they were, unspoken
Okay.
stuff.
All right. Even though I feel this grief
Even though I feel this grief
in my chest and
in
heart,
my chest and heart,
all the things that were unspoken.
all the things that were unspoken.
Yeah. Okay. Just tap. Just tap.
Unspoken feelings.
No, just keep tapping. I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you.
All the unspoken feelings.
I'm right here with you. Just keep tapping.
Unspoken feelings. All the unspoken feelings. All the unspoken feelings.
Keep going.
Feelings. Unspoken feelings. Unspoken feelings.
Unspoken.
Unspoken feelings.
Unspoken.
Unspoken feelings.
All
Unspoken feelings.
unspoken. Keep going.
Unspoken feelings.
Unspoken.
Unspoken feelings. Unspoken feelings. Unspoken feelings.
Unspoken.
Unspoken feelings.
Unspoken.
Unspoken feelings. Unspoken feelings. Yeah, it's reduced now. Yeah.
Give me a level of intensity. The grief on the unspoken.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Is it still here?
Just sort of almost like a tiredness. Like it's been released, but there's still some. There's so much in there, and now it's kind of drained out. It's left a bit of residue. Yeah.
In your throat? In your neck?
Yeah, it's
Where-
neck and throat. Yeah, it's more like the throat area, but it's like the throat is sort of opened up a bit.
Okay. Can we do another round? Even though I still feel this remaining grief
Even though I still feel this remaining grief
in my throat and neck,
in my throat and neck,
all the unspoken feelings,
all the unspoken feelings.
I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself.
I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself.
Even though I still feel this remaining grief
Even though I still feel this remaining grief
in my neck and throat,
in my neck and throat.
all the unspoken feelings,
All the unspoken feelings.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I feel this remaining tightness
Even though I feel this remaining tightness
in my neck and
in
throat,
my neck and throat.
I deeply and profoundly love and accept
I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself.
Good. This remaining grief,
This remaining grief,
this remaining tightness
this remaining tightness
in my neck and throat,
in my neck and throat,
this remaining grief,
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 this remaining grief.
this remaining grief.
Good. Take a deep breath.
Well, it's pretty much gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as
pretty
you're
much
thinking
gone, yeah.
about that,
Yeah.
vividly imagining
Yeah,
the dinner
I can imagine it.
Yep.
I can imagine it, and I can kind of see the movie, and I can say without really feeling any grief, oh, too bad that we couldn't all, say what we really felt.
Good. Now, how about remembering the incident with your friend where you could have said something
Uh-huh.
about your feelings?
Yeah, I could have said something about my feelings.
Monica, you should have said something about your How does that make you feel?
Right.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I still figure I know how she would react. And I could have said, but really, is it worth it? Kind of, you know, like now I think, oh, well, that's just her. And yeah, I could say what it makes me feel, but...
Are you angry at yourself at all for not?
No, not as angry. No, because I can kind of, you know, she can say something and I'll just, I don't know, it perhaps wouldn't hurt me so much. It wouldn't make me feel as hurt because it's just her stuff.
Okay.
It's her stuff, really. It's not affecting me. That's just her.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So that's, yeah, that's great.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.